Have you ever wondered why some people seem to draw respect without raising their voice? They don't demand attention, they don't argue, they simply retreat, and suddenly everything changes. The energy in the room shifts. People become uneasy. They start wondering, did I do something wrong? Why are they so distant? And before long, they chase. But here's the real question. What would happen if you did the same? What would happen if you stopped explaining yourself, stopped responding instantly, stopped saying yes just to avoid discomfort, and started preserving your presence like it was something sacred? Because it is. Part 1. The illusion of constant availability. From the moment we're young, we're taught a dangerous lie, that to be good, loved, or worthy, we must be available. Emotionally, physically, psychologically. We're taught to respond quickly, to smile when we're exhausted, to forgive when we're hurting, to help even when it breaks us. But here's the truth no one ever says aloud. Your constant availability isn't kindness, it's currency. People trade your emotional energy for their comfort. Your predictability becomes their security. And the moment you hesitate, even once, you're labeled as difficult, cold, selfish. Why? Because you've disturbed a system that was built on your compliance. Part 2. Silence as a disruptor. Silence is not emptiness, it's a shift in power. When you go quiet, not in bitterness but in clarity, people are forced to face something uncomfortable, themselves. The manipulator loses their grip. The attention seeker loses their audience. The energy drainer loses their supply, and they don't like it. So they accuse you. You've changed. You're being distant. You're overthinking, but you're not. You're finally thinking clearly. And that clarity, your silence, is their discomfort. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist not only persists, but will grow in size." And the more you react to everything, the more those forces grow inside you. So what if, instead, you simply stopped reacting? Part 3. Psychic energy and the subtle theft. Jung believed that the human psyche is like an energy system. Every thought, every emotion, every impulse, it costs you something. Now ask yourself, are you spending your energy? Or is it being stolen? Every time you answer a call you didn't want to take, every time you explain yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you, every time you force a smile to keep the peace, you are bleeding energy. And that drain doesn't just leave you tired, it leaves you fragmented, disconnected from yourself. Manipulators don't need power, they need access to your time, to your kindness, to your emotions. And the fastest way to weaken someone is to convince them that boundaries are selfish. Part 4. The trap of the persona. Jung spoke often of the persona, the mask we wear to survive in society. It helps us function. It helps us be accepted. But over time, the mask becomes mistaken for the self. You say yes when you mean no. You stay silent to be liked. You over-explain, over-give, overcompensate, just to be enough. And then you look in the mirror one day and realize you don't know who you are anymore. You've become a role, not a person. The healer, the helper, the fixer, the forgiver. But who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when no one needs you? If the answer scares you, then maybe, just maybe, it's time to remove the mask. Part 5. The sovereignty of self. Individuation is the process Jung described as becoming your true, undivided self. Not the version molded by trauma, not the version others approve of, but the real, whole you. And here's the truth most people never reach. You don't find yourself by adding things, titles, relationships, achievements. You find yourself by removing what is not you. The people-pleasing, the guilt, the false urgency to explain, respond, correct, prove. Silence becomes your gateway. Stillness becomes your teacher. Boundaries become your protection. The moment you start choosing where your energy goes, intentionally, you stop living in reaction. You stop being a puppet. You become a sovereign force. Part 6. Who deserves you? Not everyone deserves access to you. Let me say that again. Not everyone deserves access to you, not your vulnerability, not your time, not your explanations. You were not born to be an emotional dumping ground. You were not made to be someone's energetic charger. You are not their emergency button. You are not their therapist in disguise. You're a human being with needs, limits, and sacred energy. And the moment you honor that, the leeches disappear because they can no longer feed on you. Part 7. The unseen war of projections. There is a silent war happening around you every day. Not one of fists or weapons, but one of projections. People don't see you as you are. They see you as they need you to be. And if you're too available, too eager to please, too reactive, you become the screen upon which they cast their own unresolved mess. They blame you for their bad moods. They expect you to fix what they broke. They call you selfish the moment you choose yourself. But remember this, the moment you refuse to play the role, they panic, because now they have to confront what they were avoiding all along, themselves. Part 8. Becoming a mystery again. You were not meant to be figured out in a single conversation. You are not meant to be constantly accessed, explained, or interpreted. You are a mystery. And mystery is power. When you become less available, you become more respected. When you stop explaining, you become more listened to. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. Stillness is not absence, it's presence, concentrated. So take a breath. Withdraw your energy from the noise. Become selective with your presence. Protect your silence like a treasure. Because when you stop being always available, everything changes. Final thoughts. You don't owe the world your constant presence. You don't owe anyone an instant reply. You don't owe explanations for your boundaries. Your peace is not up for negotiation. Your energy is not public property. So the next time someone demands access to you, pause. Ask yourself, is this a connection or a transaction? And when in doubt, choose silence. Because in a world that profits off your reactivity, silence is rebellion. And in rebellion, you find your true self.